Hello everyone, welcome to a new Power BI dashboard video. In this video, we are going to create this beautiful advanced dashboard in Power BI. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I would request you all to please subscribe to the channel. So let's begin. So let me begin by giving you a brief overview of this dashboard. The dataset we are going to use is of a YouTube channel, and we have three pages in this dashboard. The first one is overview, which gives us an overview of the number of views, the subscribers, likes, dislikes, comments, and here we also have a slicer panel. So we are going to create different measures for different things. So there's a lot of DAX involved in this dashboard. The second page is an analysis of the top five metrics of this data, such as top five countries by views, top five revenue generating videos and earning months. And the third page, we have used sentiment analysis in Python to determine if the comment is negative or positive. So for example, this comment has a polarity score of minus 0.31, which means that this is a negative comment. So we have done all the Python in Excel, so we don't need to do it in Power BI. So we will just import the data and visualize it here. So let's begin creating a dashboard. So I've opened a new Power BI file, and our first step is to import our Excel data into Power BI. So I will select Excel workbook from here. So I have provided the link to the dataset in the description along with the link to the icons. So I will select all these Excel sheets and CSV files one by one and load it into Power BI. So I have imported all the data into Power BI. Our next step is to change the background color of the canvas. For that, I will go to Format, Canvas Background, and change the canvas color to this one and set the transparency to 0. Okay, now we can start making our dashboard. So let me just insert the side panel or the slicer panel from here like this, drag it down and select this and go to style, scaling and change it to fit. Now we can just resize this and we have to change the padding. So turn it to 0. Okay, so now I'll add all the icons one by one. So go to icons, and for the slicer panel, we have to add the forward button, resize this, and bring it here. Next, we have to insert the YouTube GIF over here. To insert a GIF, I will create a new table. To create a new table, you can go to home and enter data. This would create a blank table. So rename this table to all measures. We will be making our measures in this table only. So now we have a blank table with a blank column. So now we will insert this empty chart, which is bar chart, and we can insert this blank column in the y-axis. Okay, go to this format and scroll down to plot area background and choose browse and browse to where your GIF is. So my GIF is here. Okay, change the image fit to fill. Resize this, and also we have to remove these titles. So go to y-axis, turn the values off. Go to x-axis, everything is off. Go to general and turn the title off. Just drag it here like this. Okay, so I have my GIF here. Next, we will insert a blank card for the number of subscribers. So go to this second table, and from here we will select subscribers. Sorry, subscribers gained. Okay. Go to format, call out value, or change this to 20, and change display units to none. Okay, select subscribers and turn this comma on. Okay. We also don't need the label, so I will turn it off. Go to general, turn the background off, and we can change the color of the value to the red one. Resize it and place it here. Okay, so I have my slicer here, and along with that, I have created a text box for subscribers. Next, I will insert all the icons, which we will use for page navigation. So I'll insert the icons one by one. So I have all my icons here, and I will select all of them, and I will change the size to 43 by 40. Okay. Next, we will create a circle around them. So go to shapes, select a circle, and resize this like this. Bring it here and send it to back. Okay. For the color, we will select white color, and for the border, we will select black. Resize it and do it for the other two as well. Okay, so we are done with the icons. What you can do is select these and group them together like this. Okay, for the first one, the circle should be green as we are currently on the first page. So let's just make this green. I will select the circle and go to style, color, and change this to this one. And for this, we will insert a white icon. Go to insert, image, and look for a white icon here, this one. Okay, so resize it and place it in the middle. Okay, so now we will insert a text box. Resize this and bring it here. Here we will write YouTube analysis and change the font size to 12. Okay. So we will format this text box a bit. I don't need the background, so I will turn it off and make the text centered. Bring it here. Copy the same like this, and here we will write overview, and the text size would be 16. Okay. Next, we will insert a line and drag it like this. We'll change the color of the line to a gray one. For that, go to shape, no, sorry, go to style, border, and change this to this gray one. Also, we have to insert this LinkedIn icon. Resize this and bring it somewhere here. Okay, as for the LinkedIn icon, we can select this, turn the action on, and change the type to web URL. And here we can give our LinkedIn URL. Okay, so next we have to insert our charts. Our first chart is views by day of week. So for that, I will use area chart. Resize this, and in the x-axis, we will have our dates, and in the y-axis, we will have views. But we need the name of the day, not these years. For that, I will go to transform data. We will select our sheet and go to the video published time. Here you can see that the first row is not correct. So we will remove this row. So go to remove rows and remove top rows. Here we will write 1 and click OK. Okay. Now I will create a duplicate of video publish time. So right click and duplicate column and go to transform, date, and from here you can select name of day and double click and rename it to day name. I will create another duplicate of the video publish time. So duplicate column, and this time I will select day of week. Okay, so rename this to day of week, and let's just sort it as ascending. Here you can see that it is giving a 0 for Sunday and 1 for Monday. But what we want is we want the days to start from 1 and end at 7. So for Sunday we have to replace the 0 with 7. So to do that, I will select replace values, and the value to find would be 0, and we have to replace this with 7. So if we sort it again, sort it ascending, so now Monday is 1 and Sunday is 7. So just go to home and close and apply. Okay, so next we will go to our table view and go to our newly created columns, which are here. So I will select day name and we have to sort it by the day of week. So select day of week. Okay, go back to your chart and select the newly created column from here, which is day name. Bring it here and you can delete this one. Now we have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday till Sunday. Okay. Next we will format our visual. So go to format, remove the excess title, and in the y-axis remove the title and also the values. Okay, so next go to data labels and turn them on. As for the lines, we will select dashed, and as for the color, we are going to select this green color. Okay, we will also change the title, so go to general and change the title to views by day of week and make it center like this. Okay, so we will also put a border around this visual. For that, go to effects and turn the visual border on and change the rounded corners to 15. And the border color would be this gray one. Okay, this looks good now. Okay, so now I will copy this same chart, bring it down, and here we will now do it for subscribers. So instead of day name, I will put the original dates, and we only need the month. And in the y-axis, I will put subscribers gained. Okay, we will change the color to green. So go to lines and change the color to this green one. Okay, so next we have to create a card for average views per day. For that, I will choose card from here. And for average views per day, we are going to write tax measure. So go to your measures table, right click on it and create a new measure. So I'll rename it to average views, and the formula would be sum of views divided by 365. So here we have our measure created. I'll just drag and drop it into the field, and we'll go to the callout value, change this to something like 20, and change the display units to none and the decimal places to 0. We also don't need the category label, so turn it off. And now we will go to general effects, and for the background color we will use this blue color, and we will turn the visual border off on, and we will change the rounded corners to 30 like this, and we will just resize it and bring it here. Okay, so for the font color we are going to change it to white like this. You can increase the font size. Okay, so I have inserted a text box next to this saying average views per day. Okay, next we will copy the same card down here and also the text box. As for the title, we will change this title to subscribers gained per month, and here we will write in the text box subscribers gained per day. Okay, so to calculate the subscribers gained per day, we will again create a measure, and we will perform the same thing as we did for the views. So I'll write subs gained or average subs gained. The formula would be sum of subscribers gained divided by 365. And we will just drag the measure here. Okay. Okay, so now we will create another chart for subscribers lost. So for that, we also have to create a button. So go to here and select rounded rectangle, resize this and bring it over here. Go to shape and change this to fill. Okay, go to general effects and go to shape style and change the color to this green one. And you can turn the text on. And here we will write C subscribers lost. Increase the font size and just resize this. Okay, so now I am going to group all of these visuals together like this. Select all of this and go to view selection. So you can see here all the visuals are selected here. Right click anywhere and select group. So you can name this subs gained. Okay, so now select this and Control C Control V, just paste it over here. So now we have two charts. So you can just place it like this on top of each other. And now we can hide one of them and you can just rename this to subs lost. So we are going to change this chart according to subscribers lost. So here, let me just open visualization. Instead of subscribers gained, I will drag subscribers lost like this. Change the color, go to lines and color, change the color to this green one. And here now we will write C subscribers gained. So go to style, text, and you can just write it as gained. Also rename this to average subscribers lost per day and change the title of this to subscribers lost per month, sorry. So now we have to create a measure for subscribers lost. So go to measures, create a new measure. So we can write subs lost per day and the formula would be sum of subs, or just write gained, sorry, lost, and we will divide this by 365. So we have our measure here, just drag and drop it here. So now it shows the subscribers, average subscribers lost per day, and the chart is showing subscriber lost per month. Okay, so now we have to create bookmarks for both of these charts. So watch this step very carefully. Go to view, click on bookmarks and also expand selection. So at the moment we have the subs lost chart appearing on the dashboard and the subs gain one is hidden. So select both of these by pressing Control and click on add. So as we have the subs lost one on the dashboard at the moment, so I will rename it to subs lost. Deselect data and select selected visuals and then click on update. So the next bookmark would be when the subs lost is hidden and the subs gained is appearing on the dashboard. So now select both of these, click on add, and this would be subs gained. Open this drop down, deselect data and select selected visuals and click on update. So let me just show you. If we click on subs lost, I have the subscribers lost per month chart over here. And if I click on subs gained, I have the gained one over here. So now we have to assign it to a button. So as we have created these buttons over here, So if I click on this, I should be navigated to the subscribers lost chart. So I selected this and go to format shape, turn the action on, and the type would be bookmark. And if I click on this, it should go to subscribers lost. So we can just check this. So it is working correctly. And for this one, I will turn the action on and this bookmark would go to subscribers gained. Okay, so we are done with this chart. So if I click on this, I can hover between both these charts. Okay. Okay, so now we have to insert some more visuals. So I will insert a parallelogram from here. Resize this, go to shape and increase the rounded corners to 15. Okay. Go to style and change the fill color to white and change the border color to this gray one. Next, copy this and resize this like this and bring it here and go to style and change this fill color to this blue one. Also remove the border. Okay, here we are going to show different visuals and different measures. So the first one is for the like. So I will insert the like image from here. You can just resize this and here I'll be showing the total count of likes. So for that I need a card. So I will insert this card and in the fields I will insert likes. Go to format, callout value, and you can just decrease this value to 20. Display units to none and decimal places are 0. Click on likes and turn this comma option on. Also go to general and turn the background off. Resize this and place it over here. As for the category label, you can change the font to DIN, and if we want to rename this, you can just simply rename it from here. Okay. Next, I will insert a simple line or a separator. Change the rotation to 90 degrees. Make it smaller and we can just bring it over here like this. And we can change the color of this to a gray one. Okay, so now we want to compare these likes with the likes from the previous year. We want to see the percentage change. So for that, we need to create a measure. So I'll go to my measures table, click on new measure, and I will rename this to versus last year likes. And the formula would be divide sum of likes minus calculate the sum of likes and the filter for calculate would be same period last year and we will use the publish date. So we will use this date. So this is our numerator, and for the denominator part we will copy the same calculate formula from here and paste it over here. Okay, so here we have our measure. So for that I will insert a blank card and see if this is working correctly. So I will drop it into the field and I will go to call out value. Display units would be none and the decimal places would be 1. Moreover, I will select my the newly created measure and select percentage from here. Okay, so it shows me 0.7%. We need to change this label, so we can just write versus last year. Okay. Now we need to apply conditional formatting on this so that if it's a positive change, it should be green. And if it's a negative change, this percentage should be in red. So let me just format this first. Decrease the size of this and go to general effects, turn the background off, place it over here. And to apply conditional formatting, go to callout value and then choose this fx from here. So the format style would be rules, and we will base this on versus last year likes. So if the value is greater than equals to 0 and less than max, so the color should be a green one, like this one. And we will add a new rule. So if the value is greater than equals to minimum and less than 0, which means that the value is negative. So this should be a red one. So just click on OK. So it changes to uh, green color. So now we need to add the spark lines. For that, go to these three dots, get more visuals. We will use a custom visual for this. Give it a second. From here, search spark line, and we will select this one, spark line by OKViz. So just click on this, and now we will click on add. So this will add the visual to our visualizations pane. So the import is successful. So let's try adding this chart. So I will select this chart from here, and in the fields pane, in the axis, I will use the video published date. I will use only the months. So I will drag months over here. And in the values, I will choose dislikes. Okay. We will format this visual. I will remove the category label, go to general and remove the background. I will drag it over here, and we will change the color of these lines. So for that, go to line and change the color to a green one, like this. We can also sort this chart like descending order and ascending order. So we will use the descending order. Okay, so now I am going to group all of these together by selecting them, and we can just right click and click on group. Okay, now I will copy it 5 times and bring it down here. Select all of these, go to format, align, and distribute them vertically, and distribute them to left. Okay, so we have 6 different measures to create. The second one will be for dislikes. So to create a measure for dislikes, I will copy the same measure which we made for the like, and go to all measures, create a new measure, and paste it here. Now we will call it dislikes, and we will replace likes by dislikes, like this. And also here, like this, and click on commit. So now we have a measure for versus last year dislikes. Let me just first replace this card with dislikes. We'll look for dislikes from here and rename this to dislikes, and select dislikes and click on this comma. That way we have a comma between the digits. And for the last year, we will select versus last year dislikes from here. Okay. And we will select versus last year dislikes and select percentage from here. Okay. We will rename this to last year or versus last year. Also, we need to replace this chart. So you can select selection if you are unable to select this and find the group because it is a custom visual, so you can face some difficulty. So select sparkline from here, and in the values we are going to put dislikes. So we already have dislikes here. That means I made a mistake in the previous one, so let me just correct it. Okay, so this should be likes. Okay, so our second one is already dislikes. Okay, so our next visual would be for the comments. So let's just create a measure for that. We'll copy and paste our same measure and we'll call it comments and replace these likes by comments added. Okay, let's just create the measures first. So our next measure would be for hours washed. Let me just create another measure and we'll call it hours washed, and instead of likes we'll place watch time hours. Here also watch time hours, and here also watch time hours. We'll commit this. Next we have a measure for shares, the number of shares. So I will just paste this, and instead of likes we will write shares and replace likes with shares. Okay, next we have to create a measure for views. So I will create a new measure, paste the same, and instead of likes we will write views. Here also we will write views. Okay, and commit this. Okay, so now let's start inserting our newly created measures. So for this one, we will insert comments. So let's search comments in this one. So use this one and click on this and select this comma. So rename this to comments. Okay, and for the measure part, we will use the comments one. All right, versus last year. Okay, so select this measure and click on the percentage icon. Okay, and for this graph, open the selection pane and search for this group. So this is our uh, sparkline. So remove this and we have to insert comments added. Okay. So similarly, we'll do for hours washed. So instead of this, we will place hours washed, this one, and select this, click on the comma icon and rename this to hours washed. In the measure part, we'll select hours, rename this to versus last year, and select your measure and click on the percentage. Similarly, we will do for shares and views. Here we are going to insert shares, and in place of this, we will insert this measure, rename it to VS shares over VS last year, and click on this, click on the percentage icon, and for the shares, click the comma icon and search for the group. This one, select the sparkline, and in the values, we will insert shares like this. And the last one is views. So drag and drop views into the field, rename it to views, click on views and select the comma. And for the measure, we will select views, rename it to versus last year, and select this views and click on percentage. Okay. Search for the sparkline from the selection pane and remove dislikes and instead place views. Okay. We also need to replace these icons, but I am skipping that part. You can do it yourself. So moving on to the slicer panel. So moving on to the slicer panel, now we will create a slicer panel. So we have our forward button. Next, we have to create a rectangle for the whole screen like this. Go to shape and style. Change the fill color to green and transparency to 50. Okay. Next, we have to add a slicer panel. So you can just hide it for the moment, the rectangle, and select slicer from here. We need a date slicer. So place it here. We only need the year like this. Change the slicer setting to tile. Okay, and we can also remove the background. Turn the shape on. Okay. We also need to insert a empty box behind this. So go to shapes and we can just insert this box over here for the slicer panel. And we can change the layer order like this. Okay. Go to shape and change the rounded corners to 15 like this, and change the fill color to this blue one. Also, you can just remove the border. Okay. Now we have to format our slicer. Change the font color to a white one. So the slicer header font color would be white. Okay. Copy the same slicer. Bring it here. And this time we need the months. So for the months, I will drag and drop the months over here and remove year from here. You can just drag it. We can also add a separator line. So go to shapes, line, and go to shape, oh sorry, rotation. Rotate it 90 degrees like this. And change the border color to white like this, or a gray one. Okay. Okay, so now we also need to add a back button. So go to image and look for the back button. Resize this and bring it over here like this. Okay, so we are done with our slicer panel. So let's just select all of these visuals. I can select it from the selection panel like this. Okay, and let's just group it. If I hide this, the whole slicer panel goes away. Okay, so what we need to do now is if I click on this button, the slicer panel should show up. So we are going to create bookmark for this. Let's just rename this as slicer open so that I know that if I unhide this, the slicer is open. Okay, so go to view bookmarks and I will open this up and click on this. I mean, select this and click on add. So I'll call this as slicer open. Open this drop down, deselect data and select the selected visuals. Click on update. Okay. Now we also need to create one bookmark for when the slicer is closed. So select this. This is hidden at the moment. So click on add and we can rename it as slicer closed. Okay. Open this drop down, deselect data, select selected visuals and click on update. So if I hover over to this slicer open, the slicer opens up, and if I click on slicer close, the slicer closes. Okay, now we need to assign actions to these buttons. So this button should navigate to the bookmark of slicer open. So if I click on this, this should open this. It's working perfectly fine. Okay, but we don't see the back button over here. Let me just open this up, look for the back button. So here it is showing below the texture. So I will change the layer order, bring it to the front like this. Okay. Now we need to assign action to this back button. So when I click on this, it should go to the back or close the slicer. So it is selected at the moment, click on action on, and the bookmark would be the slicer closed. Okay. One more thing we need to do is we need to create a bookmark for this transparent box as well. So when if I click on this transparent box, the slicer should close. So we will assign an action to this, which would be bookmark of slicer close. If I click on this transparent space or the back button, the slicer would close just like this. Okay, so we are done with our first page. Let's just add markers to this chart. So turn the markers on and we also need to add a text box for these charts. Rename this to monthly trend. Okay, and the color would be this green one. Okay. Okay, so I have added all the icons like this. So you can add them yourself. So we are done with the first page. Let's just rename this to overview. And moving on to the next page, I will just duplicate this. And I will delete all these visuals. We don't need them. This page would be called leading topics. So just rename it to leading topics. Here we will have a table. Insert a table and insert a text box. We will have different metrics. So here I will write choose your metric, make it green, and now we will insert 4 buttons. So the first one would be for views. So go to style, turn the text on and write views. Change the font color to red one for the default state, and on the hover state it will be red. On press it would be red. Okay, make it bold, and you can also increase the font size. Okay, go to effects and see if the border is on. No, it's off. Oh, it's on. So search for the border or icon and border, turn it off. Okay, we can copy and paste it 4 times like this. Okay, so I have copy and pasted it 4 times, and I have changed the default state of these buttons. So if you look at here, the like button at default state is appearing as a black. So if we go here, default, it is black. And on hover, it is red. Okay. So now this means that currently we have selected the views table. So we have to insert the relevant columns. So for views, we will have a ranking column. So for that, we will create a rank measure. To create a rank measure, we'll go to our measures table, click on new measure, and we'll call it r underscore views. And the formula would be rank x, all selected, and we'll give our table name, which is aggregated matrix by video. So I'll just write video and look for my table. Here it is. And next we will write calculate sum, and we want to calculate the sum of views. So we will select this and close this. Click on comment. Okay, so we have created this measure. We place it here, and sorry, select a table and place it here. In the next column, we'll have our published date. For that, we will use this published date. Click this drop down and select video publish time, and select video publish time and go to format and change it to this format. Okay, next we have to insert our video title. We will drag and drop video title from here, and the last column would be views. So we will drag and drop views over here. Okay, so we only want the top 10 views. So for that, we'll open filters. We want the videos with the most views, the top 10 videos. So for that, I'll open this sum of views, or I can just put in the video title over here. Open this drop down, choose top n, write 10 over here, and I want to do it by the number of views. So here I have only the top 10 videos here. If I sort it by views, here you can see this is our measure. So it is showing us the rank of the video. So this is number 1 as per the number of views. Okay, so next we have to format our table. So I'll select my table and we have to remove the totals. So turn the totals off. Go to general and turn the title on. For the title we will write top 10 videos by views and make it center. Also we need to change the color of this border. So for that I will go to grid, border, and change the color to this red one, and also increase the width. To increase the size of the text, we will go to values and increase the size from here. 11 is good. Okay. Also, we will increase the row padding. So go to grid, options, and make it 3 like this. Okay, so now we need to change the column headers. So for that, you can just simply rename it like this. So I'll rename it to ranking and this to published. Video title is good and this to views. Okay, so we are pretty much done with our first table. Next, I will select this table and let's just make the borders round. So let's go to effects, turn the visual border on and the rounded corners to 15 like this. Change the color to this gray one. Okay, adjust the size of your table. Okay, so now we will group our table. We will group all these buttons and the table like this. Open the selection pane and group it like this. I'll call it views table. Okay, so now we have to create table for each one of them. We will create a table for likes, subscriber gained, and for shares. So I will simply copy this table from the selection pane and hide the previous one. Let's just move it exactly to the top of each other like this. Okay, so I will hide this one and we will call this new table as likes table. Okay, so for the likes table, the like button should be highlighted as blue, as red. So the default state would be on default, it should be red. And for the views one, it should be black. So I'll just format paint this views like this. Okay. And for the table, we have to create a new ranking column for or new ranking measure for the likes. So I'll copy the previous measure which we created for views and then create a new measure for likes. I'll just paste it here and instead of views, it would be likes. And here also, we will replace this with likes. Okay, we can just commit it. Okay, select your table and instead of this ranking, I will now use our likes. Rename this to ranking and the published date will stay same, the title will stay same and we have to replace this views by likes. So I will remove views and we will instead drag and drop likes over here and rename this to likes. Also, we need to change the title of this chart. So go to general title and this is top 10 videos by likes. Okay. Now open the filters. We have to remove the previous filter which was showing us the values by views. So instead now we have to use this sum of likes. If I sort this, now you can see that I have 1 to 10 videos sorted by likes. So similarly, I'll open the selection pane and I will copy this likes table like this and place it on one another like this and hide the previous one and rename the new one as now we have subscribers gained, so subs gain table. In this table, the subscriber gain should be highlighted, so I will select likes, format paint it to the subscribers gained and I will format paint likes to this black font. Okay, so select your table We will again create a measure for ranking based on subscribers gained. So go to new measure, paste your previous measure, you paste it here, and instead of likes, we have subscribers gained. Okay, hit commit, and oh, sorry, we have to rename this as subs gained. Okay, so I have my table selected over here, and we will replace the old ranking with the new subs gained ranking. Rename this as ranking, and instead of likes we will have subscribers gained. So I'll remove the likes and I'll place subscribers gained over here like this. Rename this to subscribers gained. Okay, you can drag this column to here like this. Also we have to rename the chart. So I'll go to general, title, and top 10 videos by subscribers gained. Okay, so open the filter, and this time we have to show the top 10 values by subscribers gained. So I'll place it here and apply filter. You can just sort it like this. Okay, so now we are only left with the shares table. So open the selection and copy and paste it again. Place it on top of each other like this. Hide the previous one, and we will call this one as shares table. Okay, in this table the shares should be highlighted as red, format painted, and format paint the subscriber gained. Okay, we will create a ranking measure for shares as well. So let me just first copy the previous measure, and we will create a new measure for ranking as per the shares. So instead of likes, it is now shares, and we will write shares here as well and hit enter. So select your table, open the visualizations pane. Instead of the previous ranking, we'll use this R shares, rename it as ranking. Okay, and instead of subscribers gained, I will use shares. So I'll drag it here like this and rename it as shares. We can just drag it like this. Also, we need to change the title. This is now top 10 videos by shares. Okay, and we can just sort it by shares. Okay, so next we have to create bookmarks for each of these tables. So to create a bookmark, let's just first create a bookmark for the views table. So now the views table is visible. So to create a bookmark for this, what we need to do is we need to select all four tables like this. So currently the views table is visible and all the rest of the three are hidden. So I have them all selected. I'll click add, rename this as views, and open this drop down, deselect data, select selected visuals, and click on update. Okay, so we have a bookmark for views. Next, we want a bookmark for likes. So I will unhide the likes table and hide the views table. So we have to select them all by pressing Control and click on add. So this would be for likes. Open this drop down, deselect data and select selected visuals and click on update. Next, we have to create a bookmark for subscribers gained. So hide the likes table, unhide the subscribers gained table, and again select all four of them. Click on add, rename it as subs gained, and deselect data, select selected visuals, and click on update. Okay, so now we are only left with the last one, which is shares. So I'll unhide the shares table and hide the rest of the three. Okay, so select them by pressing Control, click on Add, rename it as shares, and deselect data, select selected visuals, and click on Update. So this way I have four bookmarks. If I click on the views table will be visible. Similarly for likes, subscriber gained, and shares. Now we have to assign actions to these buttons. So when we are on the views table, the like button, let me just hide these. The like button should go to a bookmark which is likes. Similarly, the subscribers gain should go to subs gain, and shares should go to shares. Okay, so moving on to the likes table. Now we are at the likes table. So the views should go to the views table like this. The likes will go to the likes table itself. Subs will go to subs gained. Shares will go to shares. And then we will move on to subscribers gain table and repeat the same steps. Okay, views, and for likes it would be likes. Subs gained it would be subs gained. And for shares it would be shares. So moving on to the last table, we are on shares. So for the view button on the share table, it should go to views. For the like button, it should go to likes. For subscribers gain button, subs gained, and for shares itself, it would go to shares. So if I now click on these buttons, you can see that I can move to any chart like this. Okay, so we are done with our table. Next, we have to create three more bar charts. So let's just create. So the first one is top 5 countries by views. So open the data panel, and in the y-axis we will have the country code. So search for country code and place it in y-axis, and in the x-axis we will have views like this. Okay, and open the filters pane, and now we only want the top 5 countries. So here we have the country code. We can change it to top n, and we want top 5 by views. So I'll drag views in by value. Click on apply filter. Now I have the top 5 companies by number of views. Now we will format our visual. We don't need the title for the y-axis. We don't need the title for the x-axis, so I'll turn it off. And also we don't need the values. Similarly for the bars, we will assign it a green color, and we will turn the border on. Sorry, we can turn on the data labels like this, and that's it. Now we only need to turn the visual border on for the chart and make the rounded corners 15 and the color to a gray one. Okay, so we will change the title to top 5 countries by views and make it center like this. Okay, we have our first chart. I'll copy the same. Our next chart would be top 5 revenue earning months. So in the y-axis, I will have months. So I'll go to my date and drag and drop months. and in x-axis I'll have the revenue. So I'll open the filters pane. I will remove this filter, and now I want the video published time, top 5 videos by estimated earnings. I'll select it like this. So this is showing the top 5 earning ones. We can just sort it as sum of estimated revenue. So we can see here the month of May is the top earning month. We can similarly just go to the title and write here top 5 revenue, which is in USD, earning months, like this. Okay. For the last chart, we have to insert the top 5 revenue earning videos. So let's just first remove this filter from here and go to the fields pane. Here we will have the video title like this, and in the x-axis we will have the revenue. Open the filters pane and the video title is all. Make it top n. We want top 5 by estimated earnings. Okay, so now we have the top 5 videos by their estimated earnings. Okay, we also don't want this slicer for the second page, so I'll remove this button from here. Moreover, this icon should be green and this should be white in the case of the second page. So I'm going to make this green and this has white. So let me just first remove this. The fill color of this would be white. And this would also be removed. The fill color of this would be green one. Now we will insert the icons. Okay, so we are done with our second page. Now we'll move on to our third page. So I'll just duplicate this. We don't need these visuals, so I will delete all of these. Open the selection pane and we can simply delete these tables. Okay, we will be needing one table. So I'll just copy this from here and paste it here. And this is comments. Okay, move your table here, resize this, and we are going to remove all of these fields from here. Here we will be analyzing our comments. So we will be using sheet 1. So first of all, we will insert comments. Next, we will insert the published date. We can just drag it like this. We also need to change the format of this date. So select this date, go here and choose the appropriate format. Next, we have to insert the like count and then the polarity scores. So we will rename the columns. This one is the published date, so I will write it as published. This one is likes, and this one is polarity. Okay, so we can just drag our table like this and sort it by the number of likes. So this here is showing that this comment has 501 likes and the polarity of this comment is negative. That means this is a negative comment. When the polarity is greater than 0 or is positive, then the comment is considered positive. Next, we have to create two charts over here. For that, first we need to create a shape. So go to shapes, select this rectangle, bring it here. Resize this and change the rounded corners to 15 like this. The style would be white, the border would be a gray one like this. Here we will insert two charts. One would be a donut chart. So this would be telling us the number of positive and negative comments as per our Python analysis. So here in the legend field, we are going to insert sentiment, and in the values, we are also going to insert sentiment like this. Okay, so now let's format it. So the legend would be at the top center. We don't want the title for the legend. And as for the slices, the positive ones would be this green and negative would be gray. For the detail labels, we only need the percent of total. So just resize your chart and we will change the title of the chart to comments dash sentiment analysis and make it center. Next, we will add a separator line. So go to shapes, choose this line and just resize this. We will change the color of this line to a gray one like this. And we have to insert a bar chart. So I will just copy my donut chart like this. And from the visualizations pane, I will select this bar chart like this. Okay. So now we will format our chart. I'll remove the title. I will remove the axis titles as well. Like this. And we also don't need the background, so I will turn it off. So turn off the detail labels like this. So here we can see that 7.8k are positive comments and 2.5k are negative comments. Okay, so next we need to add our slicer panel for page number 3. So let's just delete this and copy it from the page 1. So open the selection pane and we can copy this slicer open, this button and this side panel. So Control C and I'll paste it here. Okay. So we again have to create the bookmark as we created for first page. So for that, go to view and open this bookmark. So when the slicer is closed, I will add a bookmark for slicer closed and slicer closed 1. So I can differentiate it from the previous one. So deselect data, selected visuals and click on update. And the other one would be for when the slicer is open. So select your slicer open, click on add. So rename this to slicer open 1. Open this drop down, deselect data, deselect or select selected visuals and click on update. So when the slicer is closed, it is like this. When it is open, it is like this. So now we need to assign actions to these buttons. So I will select this button. So if I click on this button, it should navigate to the bookmark of slicer open 1. So let's test it. Okay, and if I click on this one, it should navigate to slicer closed 1. And for the transparent part, it should also navigate to closed 1. Okay, So now this works perfectly. Okay, we will rename this page to comments. The only thing left now is that I have to make this icon green and the others white and assign page navigation to them. So I'll just do it. Okay, so now our dashboard is complete. We just need to assign page navigation. For example, for this one, it should navigate to the overview page, and for this button, it should navigate to the leading topics page. So if we go to the leading topics page, the first one should navigate to overview page. So select page navigation, overview, and the third one, it should navigate to the comments page. Similarly, we will go to the first page. Okay, so this one, it should navigate to leading topics, and this one should navigate to comments. So if we try this, so these buttons are working now. Okay, so the dashboard is complete. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. Thank you so much.